My friend wants a mid-range gaming computer built in a case that's aesthetically pleasing and has good airflow. The NZXT H6 Flow checks those boxes. We decided to go with the non-RGB version so we could save money and put the savings into other components in this build. This version of the H6 Flow comes with 3 stock NZXT fans that are daisy chained together and require just one motherboard 4-pin. These fans will do a good enough job at moving air, and if he wants to upgrade later, he easily can. To change out the front fans, you just have to remove the intake panel, unscrew them from the outside, and slide them through the inside of the case. Simple. The case does not come with a rear fan installed, which is unfortunate. So we are going to have to add a 120mm fan in that spot. I think my favorite part of this case is the bottom fan intake. 2 140mm fans can get installed recessed into the case. This keeps the clean look and it looks fantastic. And it makes hiding the fan cords effortless. I really appreciate the design on this. Now, let's get started with the build, and I'll continue to talk about the case as it slowly comes together. The motherboard we went with is the MSI B650 Gaming Plus Wi-Fi. He originally wanted to go with a more expensive Asus Strix board, but I talked him out of it as he's only going to be running a Ryzen 7600x. And with the savings of choosing this board and some other cost-saving measures, he was able to go with an RTX 4070 instead of a 4060 Ti, which is what he originally had scoped out. The Gaming Plus motherboard is more than enough for this build. 12+2 power phases will keep his 7600X running flawlessly. He has no plans to overclock, so splurging on a higher end board is just wasting money at this point. Another reason why this board is perfect for this build is because we didn't want to go with Gen 5 SSDs. The board comes with 2 Gen 4 slots. The features of this board are exactly what he needs, and he isn't paying for anything he is not going to be using. Alright, speaking of SSDs, a 2TB Western Digital Black SN850X is going in this system. Initially, he wanted a Samsung 990 Pro because it's the best Gen 4 in the world, yada yada, which is true. But is it necessary for a mid-range MILF destroyer like this? No, it's not. Excuse me, did I just say that? Wrong video. I have a couple videos on the go and I must have mixed them up. What I meant to say is a 990 Pro necessary for a 1080p 1440p destroyer like this? No. And in all honesty, the Western Digital isn't even necessary for this setup. We were originally gonna go with something less expensive, but we couldn't say no to the Boxing Day sale we found this Western Digital at. As mentioned already, the CPU is the Ryzen 7600x 6-core 12-thread processor. We got this for a steal of a deal on Boxing Day. Obviously, it's not as good as a 7800X 3D, but choosing the 7600X along with this motherboard choice is what made room to get that 4070. And the 7600X is no joke. This thing is gonna eat up what he throws at it. And with the 7600X comes less of a demand on the system regarding power and cooling. As for the cooling, a Thermalright Frozen Prism 360mm all-in-one cooler is the choice. Do you need a 360mm for the 7600X? Absolutely not. A mid-range air cooler would have sufficed, but he likes the look of the all-in-one, and well, so do I, and the Thermalright was cheap on Amazon. The RAM we chose is 32GB of 6000 MHz DDR5. There isn't a whole lot to say about RAM. 6000 MHz seems to be the sweet spot, and 32GB makes for a future-proof system. As aforementioned, he originally wanted to go an RTX 4060 Ti, but after making the component adjustments, RTX 4070 it is. He did not want to go AMD. I'm just glad he was able to get a 4070 instead of the 4060 Ti, as it'll give him a lot more performance and comfort in terms of 1440p gaming and moving on into the future. And like the video card manufacturer, he was not willing to budge on his choice of PSU brand, Seasonic, which is a smart choice, one of the best makers of PSUs in the world. The mainstream focused GX. He did want an 850 watt unit, which is complete overkill. But the Boxing Day sale ended, so we couldn't get the 850 watt. He had to settle for 750 watts, which, by the way, is still overkill for this system. The 650 watt version would have handled this rig with ease, but the price increase for the 750 watt was minuscule. Placing the motherboard in and lining it up with the standoffs went with ease. There's tons of room and space to work with in the H6 Flow. The power supply installation is pretty straightforward. Just have to make sure it gets installed with the fan facing towards the back panel or it won't get any airflow. Running the power supply cables was not a problem at all. There are ample Velcro straps and places to zip tie. There is an incredible amount of space above the motherboard to work with. NZXT engineered this case to take any difficulty out of managing cables, and if you're like me, this helps big time because I'm absolutely horrendous at managing cables, and I never have the patience or skill to do it properly. But what NZXT has done with this case is simply incredible because it takes a cable manager with abysmal cable management skill level like myself and makes it seem like I'm an expert. Routing cables has never been so easy, and even if I run into issues with it, the H6 Flow's design hides the mess like it's not even there. Once I had the radiator and fans mounted up top, I was in awe with the amount of clearance between the fans and the motherboard. I was able to access every fan header. I love a case that gives a generous amount of clearance at the top, and the H6 Flow went beyond what is in typical cases. I was able to add the rear 120mm fan and run the cable as if the radiator hadn't even been installed yet. There is so much room, I am not exaggerating this. The H6 Flow can fit pretty much any video card out there. The only problem I had with this case was trying to figure out the best way to run the GPU power cable. I could have ran it underneath and up, but I wanted to keep the bottom clear in case my friend wanted to add some bottom intake fans later down the road. I played around with the GPU power cable and settled on just running it like this, which in my opinion isn't necessarily ideal, but it's the best I could think of. What NZXT has done with the H6 Flow is something special. I'm not a fan of fish tank cases, but I might be now, thanks to this case. The angled intake fans are neat and solves the problem of airflow in some of the other fish tank cases. Now, it was funny to me when this case first released. Why? Well, why create a case that has a 45-degree angled fans when traditional cases like the H7 Flow have already had the front airflow issue solved by having traditional fans blowing air traditionally? I mean, case innovation hasn't really gone anywhere in the last, well, many years in terms of performance and airflow. And to me, it just seems like companies are trying to do anything to stay relevant and stay ahead in the case market. To me, creating fish tank cases seems like we're moving backwards. At least, that's what I thought. After building in the H6 Flow, my mind has been changed. The dual chamber system is a dream to build in, and dare I say, better than traditional cases with the power supply mounted in the bottom. I'm not quite there yet, but maybe one day I will be. I can honestly say, as someone who has hated where PC case design has went, I'm actually excited to see where it goes next, and I haven't been excited for it in a long time like this. Thanks, NZXT.